Hello everyone, I'm fairly sure I've seen you around these parts before, in which case you will know what happened to the old FG MARDER the last time I took it out. But if I'm mistaken and I've not seen you around here before, you've just got an identical twin or something, then welcome anyway. So what happened the last time I drove this was I managed to lose the bolt that holds the wheel on pretty much. The drive shaft went flying, but I managed to scour around the park to find it, and I found it. So we've got the drive shaft. That's good. What we haven't got, excuse me, is the bolt that holds the rest of it together. We'll flip it upside down and we'll have a look at it. But what a lovely buggy or car this is. I need to find a few bits for it. I need to find a cover. There should be a plastic cover that goes on here. A lot of people take them off because they think seeing the gears like that is cool. Nah, it's just more things can get caught in it and cause trouble. So I like to run the covers when I can, so I need to find one of those. Got my tuning screwdriver that stays permanently in there so that if needs be I can do some adjustments as and when. So let's see if we can find the bolt and mend this and get it back operational again. But I must say, it was running absolutely perfect, and once I've mended it, we're going to start it up in this video and we're going to see how it's running now. I don't expect it to be any different, but it should run just as well as it was the other day. Right, so to make it a little bit easier for you to see, I've turned it upside down. I didn't need to turn it upside down or do this to actually do what I need to do, but it probably make it a little bit easier for you to see. In fact, I might still have to hold on a minute. Right, we need to dispense handheld mode anyway. So that's the hole that the bolt came out of. That's got a bit of mud in it, but that's like a bit of a bushing. So as you can see from this side, all it is an Allen bolt with a flat head on it. It's meant to have a spacer there, but obviously I've lost the spacer, and that just bolts straight into what would be there. So all we need to do is find ourselves a bolt, and I can make the spacer up with a few washers, maybe a bit of cardboard or something like that, I don't know. We can make that up. And while we're here, the last time I went over this whole car, I put thread lock on everything. I put thread lock on all these bolts, thread locked everything. Admittedly, I didn't touch these ones. I made sure they were tight, but I didn't thread lock them. So there we go. Should have thread locked these ones as well. But all these ones have already been thread locked, including the engine ones that I don't like because they're Phillips heads. So if I can find either bolts or Allen bolts for this, I'm going to put them in, because for now they're Phillips. They're thread locked in, so they ain't coming out, and they're thread locked in with this stuff up here. What was it? Not bush and sleeve. Not bush and sleeve. What did I do with it? Oh, that's stud and bearing. Hold on a minute. What have I done with it? Well, it was up there. Obviously, when I've done it, I've put the bottle somewhere and I can't find it. But it's the same bottle as that, and it's red stuff, and it's semi-permanent thread lock. You shouldn't really use semi-permanent thread lock on things like that, especially Phillips head one, because you're going to strip them. You're going to round the heads off when you try and undo them. But I always heat them up a little bit. And if you're careful with the heat, you won't melt anything important, but you'll melt the thread lock and you'll take it out. But yeah, so that's what I use. I don't know where it's gone now, because I'm going to need it again and I need to find it, and that's going to be a bit of a pain. Oh well, never mind, I'll have to buy some more. Sometimes we've got a few ghosts around here, and I know you lot think I'm joking, but there are. All right. Sometimes things they play games. I know you do. I know you play games. I know you do, and it's all right. I don't mind you being around. I don't mind. All I want is my thread lock back, please, if you don't mind. Just put it somewhere where I can find it, because I'm going to need it. So hopefully they'll bring it back. But yeah. Anyway, let's see if we can find a bolt and put it in there. Right, slightly more awkward for me doing it this way around, but that's all right. As long as you can see what's going on, we'll be fine. So I need to get a little screwdriver to push the mud out of there. I'll do that first, because otherwise what will happen is, you lot should know me by now, I can't find the screwdriver either. Oh my, where's that gone? Screwdriver, there you are. Right, so you don't know me by now. I do all this kind of stuff and then I forget little things. So we'll poke the mud out of there. I'll have to put a little bit of oil on it. And I'll oil it all up. Another thing I've done when I was going through this car a few weeks ago now, I oiled everything up. And everything's working fine. I must have got a little bit of oil by mistake on these brake discs. There's brake discs in here. You can see we've got disc brakes. I must have splashed a bit of oil on them by mistake, so I'll have to get a bit of brake cleaner and clean it off, because I noticed the brakes, well, they don't work. The other day when I was down the park, the brakes don't work at all. There ain't nothing. But they're tight. When you do them, the linkages and everything is tight. The brakes just don't work. So we might have, now we've got plenty of pads. The pads, those are thick, very thick pads in there. So let's see if we can find a bolt. That looks like a nice bolt, but is it going to be fat enough? Nowhere near. We need a fat one. That one's too skinny. Bloody hell, man. We need a fat bolt. Let's see what we can find. Oh look, we've got a clutch shoe. Oh, you can't see anything, can you? Why didn't you say anything? You should have said I can't see. Got a clutch shoe there. I was looking for clutch shoes the other day, wasn't I? 2 of them. Well, I had 2 in here I didn't even know about, and you still can't see them, can you? No, why did you say? Right. 2 clutch shoes there that I needed the other day, but it's alright, I'll put different. Oh, hello, Jimmy boy. What's this one? Look, this one might do the trick. Might be a bit long though, but we can cut it down if needs be. Is that going to thread in? It's an Allen one. It's different to the other one, but it might be alright. Let me go and get a... I wonder if that will fit. I wonder what size it is. It's probably... Ah, you bastard! It's too big! It's too bloody big! But that doesn't matter. Will it go in though? We don't want it to go too far. I wonder if it will go all the way through. I can always cut it down if needs be. Oh yeah, it will go through. And if it goes through, it will stop the wheel from turning. But we might be alright. I can either cut the bolt down, or I can put a jolly great big load of washers in it and spacers. I might even better jam one of these collets in there to space it out, look. And that means it won't go down. Because if you look on the other side there's a spacer there. It looks like a plastic spacer. Obviously I haven't got that anymore. That's down the park and the grass somewhere. So this one's a potentially good one. I did have a load of big fat bolts that I saved, but for the life of me, where they are, I haven't got a clue. I reckon I must have thrown them away. Oh look, another clutch shoe there. It's a plastic one. Another one. Bloody hell, I had 2 the same. 4 of them there. Yeah, I must have either thrown them away or put them somewhere extra safe, and now I can't find them because, as you know, typically, that's the way it goes. This is my little assortment of nuts and bolts for Nitro, really. Not really for 1/5, because normally on these petrol ones the bolts are bigger. But as I've just explained to you, the ones I had, I can't find. I tend to do that. I do it quite often nowadays. If I've got something that's in the way, I think I'll put that somewhere safe. And then when the safe place is, I can't bloody find them, you know. I've got these ones. But these are ones that things I save for other bits and bobs and actual full-size cars and whatever else, you know. I don't think there'll be anything in there. Well, there might be. Let's have a look, see what we've got here then. We've got that one there. What's that one? Oh, that's BBs. We've got that one there. This one's got, oh, this one's just got brackets and springs and motorbike springs. It's all from motorbikes and things. There's not going to be a lot in there, I don't think. I could tip it out and find out, but I don't really feel like it. This one, well, I don't think that's just brackets and Jubilee clips and screws by the looks of it. Wood screws. What else we got? Johnny boy, are you in here? I can't hear anything, so I don't think he's in here. What is that? Oh, I don't know what that is. Alright. Got another tin here of something or another. Oh, that's got nuts and bolts in it, look. I don't think these look like, yeah, these are going to be far too big. I think they're going to be a lot of cop, are they? I must have taken something apart and thought I'll save all them, and I put them in this tin. What's the date on this tin? That'll give us an idea when I put them in here. best before, the 5th 2016, so yeah, 2016, so I put them in there bloody a while ago. I think what we're going to have to do, I think, what is this? I don't know what that is. Got one more, and if not, we're going to go with this other one that I've just found. And we'll stack it up with washers. If I don't find any, well, that's just bloody Jubilee clips in there. Look, Samco bits of hose and hose pipe, and no, there ain't nothing in there. That bloody hell! If you're going to make me go for all that, Jesus Christ! Not for what we want today, Johnny boy. I don't know what's in this one. Yorkshire tea, look. Bloody Yorkshire tea. Rusty old tin. Oh. Couple of self-tappers. Crocodile clips and things. Oh, what's a bloody... I don't know what I put in half of these tins. I save stuff for the sake of it. What's the bloody hell is that? Oh, I know what these are. Oh, I know. These are wheel nuts. Look, or if you're in America, you call them lug nuts, don't you? That's a set of logging wheel nuts. Ah, bloody hell. I think that was for my old... I used to have some Citroen Saxos, the VTRs and the VTSs and that. The amount of times I've had the engines out on the driveway, bloody hell, I couldn't do that now. The neighbours I had then were quite pretty cool, you know, they were interested in it. But the ones I've got now, they wouldn't be bloody... If I started taking an engine out of a real full-size car nowadays, they'd be going nuts. Anyway, you ain't going to find nothing there, Johnny boy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with what we've found already. And what we found this one here. Lovely one, this one. I love it. Allen head and everything. So we're going to have to find some washers, I reckon. We're going to have to find some washers. We're going to have to space it out. So we'll try and space it. I might even be able to just put a nut there. I don't know if they... Will that nut fit on that? No, it's too big, which is quite a good thing if it's too big. But then again, if I could find one that fits, I could use it to lock it in place. It could be like a lock nut. That would be nice. What's this one here? Looks like a handy nut. No, that's too big as well. So, I think what we'll do... What's this one? No, that's too big. Right, so I've got some nuts that are too big. We could use them as washers. Oh, look at that, C-clip. I think it's one of them. Clutch springs. Right, we'll use the nuts, I think, as washers to space it out. So, because I haven't got any washers by the looks of it. I thought I might have, but I haven't. I've got a box of washers somewhere, but can I be bothered to find them? That's the question. And I think the answer to that, if you're really asking me that question, can you be bothered to go and get... The answer to that is no. So what I'm going to do is just simply use what I've got. I'm going to make use of what I've got. So we've got a nut there, over there. So that might be enough. That will go through there. That... Oh, it looks like I've cut that. No, I haven't. That goes on there. We've got to put the drive shaft in, haven't we? What a cock. We'll put that in. Yeah, I know, you weren't even saying anything because you wanted me to... You've done that to me before. You have. You've done that to me before. You've let me put stuff together and then you've not said anything. And I'm missing bits. I forgot to put bits in and you've not said anything. I know you've done it to me before. And then we get to the end and I'm like, oh bloody, I forgot to put that in. And then you're just like... What an idiot. You know? Why don't you tell me at the time? Oh, you forgot to put that in or whatever, you know? All you got to do is bloody knock on the screen. I'll hear you. Probably. I don't know. Right, let me go and get a... Right. Let's... I don't know if you can see what I've got. I've got these sockets set out. I can't see the screen on the camera when I've got you this way around. The reason why you're always on the other side is because then I can see the screen on the camera and I can see whether you're seeing what you need to be seeing. But when you're over that side, I can't see whether you're seeing what you need to be seeing. So it's a bit difficult, you know. But let's do this up, and then we'll see. What we don't want is this bolt to go all the way through. Excuse me. We're happy days. We haven't gone all the way through, so I can put a bit of thread lock on there now when I find it. I can't put it on right now. I know you're going to scream at me and say you don't put no thread lock on it. Well, I can't find it. I'm going to have to come find it. Either that or wait for my friendly friend in here to return it. But we can do that up nice and tight, but we don't want to do it too tight. And while we're here, that one will probably fit on that one here. We'll make sure that one's tight, which it is. So there's our fix. Can you see it? I don't think you can see it. I'll just put you in handheld mode. There we go. That's what we've got. I reckon that's bloody brilliant, you know. That's great. And we've got to be careful, because what would happen is if we put it in too far, I don't know if you can see, it will go in too far and it will come through. So I saw it, and it will hit on there, and it will stop the wheel from going round. But we're safe. Yeah, it's fine. So I reckon that's absolutely perfect. I like that. Now, some of you might be wondering, can you buy screw kits for this? And I thought you could, and I looked everywhere and I couldn't see any. So I had to consult my mate over there, the FG guru, Mr. Keith. When it comes to FGs, he knows everything. Absolutely everything about FGs. And I said, Mr. Keith, what about the old screw kits? You know, you buy a whole kit of screws. He said, I bought some years ago. And we had a look around. Well, he had a look around and he found the ones that he bought. You can still buy them. Every single nut, bolt and screw for one of these is in the kit. Trouble is, they're a lot of money. So I'm not going to be buying one of those. Probably not worth... No, I didn't mean they're not. But they're probably worth that, or it's not a bad price when you think that someone, although they will be making a huge profit on them, but someone's had to sit there, research all the sizes and lengths and thread pitches and everything for all the nuts, bolts and screws on every model, buy them, sort them all out into boxes. So there's a lot of time involved in that, but I ain't going to be paying that amount of money for a box of screws. So you can buy them, but you're better off just sourcing. If you just say, for example, if I went to the shop and I bought some of these bolts to fit, I would buy a box of them. So I've got a box of those bolts, yeah. And then if, for example, I lost some more of these screws, I'd go down the shop, buy some, and I'd buy loads of them. And I'd just collect loads of screws. That way I've got them. And if I ever lose them again, I've got them. And I dare say some of them will fit other things. So that's a better idea. But there we go. So that's that mended. Nice, man. Very nice. Well, it looks like I'm going to be keeping the old Fly Sky in here for a little while. The old Fly Sky receiver. Remember, I got this Futaba receiver from good old Pete Stumpy's Small Engines. He sent me this, didn't he? But it turns out, I had a little inkling, but I thought I'd try it anyway. My transmitter is slightly newer than this receiver. This receiver is about 13 years old. And it hasn't got fast, as they call it. It's got the new system on it, so it won't link, it won't bind. So, and yes, I have even just looked at the instruction manual just to make sure it wasn't me being stupid. And no, it doesn't support fast, which is unfortunate because this would have been very handy to have. But never mind, I'll keep the Fly Sky in there for now. And happy days, man, bloody happy days. So let's have a look at this. So what we've got, the brakes seem to be working all right now. I'm still going to put a little bit of brake cleaner on the discs just to make sure they're all okay. So I've noticed that we've got the metal rod. This is the throttle rod. Goes up to the throttle. You can probably just about see it moving the throttle there. Here's a servo, obviously. We've got one servo does the brakes, which goes up to these front discs here. and then this obviously goes there. Now if you notice, there's a bit of movement there before it touches the throttle, and then when we go brakes, it starts to bend this rod. So I reckon if I undo this, is that the right one? Oh, I snapped the end off of it, didn't I? Forgot I did that. Hold on a minute, let me go and get the other. I forgot I snapped the end off of that. Oh, bloody hell. I keep meaning to get a new set of ends, you know, a new set of tips, but I keep forgetting. So anyway, if I undo that, we move that up there a little bit. Now when we do brakes, that doesn't bend that rod, and we still get tick over there, nothing adjusts, and we still get brakes on there. I might adjust the brakes slightly to make them a little bit sharper next, but the next thing we've got is we've got a little bit of play, so we get a bit of throttle and we have nothing happening. But we don't need to do anything with that because it goes right to the end, so we can adjust our end stop. We have got end stops, so we should be able to adjust that end stop. How do we adjust it? Like that. Not doing a lot. Why isn't it doing a lot? Am I adjusting the right one? Probably not. We're putting it back to 100. Oh, I got it on channel 1, that's why. What a cock. Why didn't you say anything? You always do this to me. You notice that something's not right, but you don't say anything about it. Alright, now, there we go, channel 2, that's what we want. So that there, that's full throttle now. We know that, it won't go any further. That's full throttle, and it's not pulling all the way on that. But what we could do, because I don't know if you can see, that's messing that up and starting to bend this little rod here. So what we can do is this, not this one, is it that one? Use that one. With this here, we can move this down there like that, right? So that now will pull the throttle very, very quickly, and we can reduce this end stop. So we're still getting 100% on the throttle. There you go. There's 100% on the throttle. The throttle is completely open. It won't go anymore. The throttle is right open. Trigger's pulled all the way, but we're at 83% end stop, by the way. Now it doesn't bend this rod. We're getting 100% throttle. That's all the way open. It won't open anymore. The carburetor itself is all the way open. That is that. That's a lot better. So we need to save that. For brakes, that's good. Now, let's adjust the brakes slightly. We need a little flathead screwdriver. And we can either do it with this, or we can do it with these cables. I think that's the only adjustment there is. So, I don't know if this screwdriver is going to be small enough. What I don't want to do is undo them and let them ping through. So we're going to get a pair of pliers, and the idea being we pull on that. I'm doing this with the wrong hand. I need to be doing this with my right hand, really, but we pull on that, then we pull that cable, and then we do that screw up. Alright, they're not rubbing, they're not binding in any way. So we get that cable, we undo that little screw, we pull that cable, and then we do the screw up. Now we're not going to get it perfect first time, happens is, this is like a little clamp block, little clamp there. It clamps down on those cables. I wonder if you're zoomed in far enough. Maybe you're not. Maybe you can't see what I've just been doing. That clamps on these cables, and the cables obviously pull the calipers. So they're not binding. No, they're definitely not binding in any way. When we do brakes, that pulls on them, and we're getting brakes. Now, how good of a brake are we getting? Let me zoom you out. Oh, that's in. Let me zoom you out. This is going to be bloody awkward to do. I might have to go and put it on the floor to do this. I don't know yet. Let's see. It should brake on the rear as well, which it does. You know, if you can see the brake, the wheels there not turning. But you can also go around. Obviously the proof's in the pudding when you're actually driving, but if I do the brakes, we've got nice, good, sharp brakes there now on the front. Happy days. So that's that. The little block isn't catching anymore on there. Well, it's hitting it a little bit, but it's nothing major. That little rod is bending slightly, but it's going to have to. It's just the way that it is. Otherwise, we won't get full throttle. Well, we could probably adjust it slightly more if we wanted to. But I'm happy with that for now. I'd say that was good. This is turning out to be a proper cool little car. I like this. I like this a lot. Let's put it on the ground and we'll fire it up. There it is, look. Happy as dappy, chilling out on the floor down there. So, it was only ran yesterday, so it shouldn't take a lot. Couple of primes. Should we give it a go without the choke? Let's give it a go without the choke and see whether it's going to like that or not. Now it's going to want a bit of choke. I'd say that's bloody quality. I don't reckon you can get better than that. I reckon that's absolutely mint. Bloody hell. Who would have thought, eh? Who would have thought? Let's see. I didn't set the failsafe up yesterday, so I've just set it up. Happy days. Full brakes. That's what we want. Love it. Absolutely love it. Alright then, you lot, that's it for that one. Fully mended, running like an absolute dream. Love it. Treat people nicely, treat people how you'd like to be treated, and we should have a very nice, happy life. And if you want Nitro stuff, stick around. There's loads and loads of Nitro stuff coming up soon. Cheerio, you lot. All the best.